on or about June 16th of 2024, you did knowingly make an open or indecent exposure of your person while fondling your genitals in a public area.
I do not identify. I identify as the beneficiary that is here to protect Derek Stringer. I said, how do you charge a dead entity, sir?
I'm sorry, say that again?
How do you charge a dead entity, sir? And
it just happened right before your eyes. Good luck to you.
This court hearing spirals out of control almost instantly. Judge Urich, who's known for taking zero nonsense, is faced with a sovereign citizen defendant who's either putting on an act or genuinely unhinged. The charges: 2 counts of public indecency after he was allegedly caught messing with himself in a park. Do you think he's faking it, or is this the real deal? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoy this kind of wild courtroom drama, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get into it.
Mr. Stringer does not acknowledge or consent to this hearing. Is that correct, Mr. Stringer?
I do not identify. I identify as the beneficiary that is here to protect Derek Stringer.
Very well, Mr. Stringer. The court is going to read the charge into the record since the formal reading is not waived. Mr. Stringer, on or about June 16th of 2024, you did knowingly make an open or indecent exposure of your person while fondling your genitals in a public area, contrary to the statute so made and provided at Michigan Compiled Law 750.335A, subparent 2, subparent B. The court advises you that this is referred to as a Tier 1 offense under the Sex Offender Registry Act. There is a count 2 misdemeanor in that on the same date you did knowingly make an open or indecent exposure of your person contrary to the statute so made and provided at Michigan Compiled Law 750.335A, subparent 2, subparent A, commonly known as indecent exposure.
Sir, excuse me, sir. You have not talked to my beneficiary yet. You have not talked to the person who owns the estate yet.
Mr. Angot, the court is making a notation of court-appointed counsel to run through the IDSO office, and that new counsel, as appointed by Mr. Mena, can make whatever judgments they wish to make and make any motions they wish to make at Mr. Stringer's first probable cause conference. Mr. Stringer, this matter is now being set for a probable cause conference. That will be on a new date. The law entitles you to what they refer to as a preliminary examination within 21 days of this arraignment today.
He also has a lengthy criminal history out of Texas, going from as recent of these warrants, which were entered last year, back to around 2015, receiving charges for evading arrest and detention, unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon, assault, family and house member impeding breath or circulation, several other assault charges, a weapons charge, and then also like falsifying assault from 2019 out of Hartwood Woods, which looks like it was deferred as assaulting a public officer or obstructing.
Judge, despite the fact of these charges and what was listed by the detective, I believe that with the GPS tether, that certainly would give this court, pretrial services, and any other entity overseeing Mr. Stringer during the pendency of this matter, notice of where he would be within 3 feet, is my understanding, with that tether. I don't think a cash bond is necessary. I would ask the court to give him a personal bond with the GPS tether.
Given everything that's before the court at this time, the court will set bond in the amount of $50,000, cash or surety, no 10% allowed at this time.
I've got to hand it to Judge Urich. He's a master at handling these sovereign citizen cases. I've seen plenty of other judges either lose their patience or waste endless time going in circles, but Urich, he shuts it down fast. The way he points out the contradictions in their arguments is low-key hilarious, and he does it with this calm, surgical precision that's just brilliant. The $50,000 bond was a solid call too. This guy already has multiple felony charges, he's still young, and honestly, the last thing we need is him back out on the streets right now. Hopefully, he gets it together at some point, but truthfully, I can't tell if he's actually dealing with mental illness or just putting on a really convincing act. What do you think? Let's dive back in.
If Mr. Stringer wishes to bring various motions before the examining judge. And that could include a motion to modify his bond. That is his right and his privilege. But at this time, that is the bond as set by this court. Mr. Stringer, that concludes your arraignment, sir.
Sir, so I can't get out on a personal bond?
That's correct, Mr. Stringer. You cannot get out on a personal bond. 50,000 cash or surety with the appropriate conditions that were already listed by the court. That completes your arraignment, sir.
Sir, so what is going on with the, what is going on? Right?
I'm sorry, sir?
I'm being charged. I'm being charged with entity that is.
Can you please move up so the court could hear you?
I said, how do you charge a dead entity, sir?
I'm sorry, say that again?
How do you charge a dead entity, sir? And
It just happened right before your eyes. The court has jurisdiction over you, sir. Venue and jurisdiction have been established by sworn testimony. That completes your arraignment. Good luck to you.
We're about to go to war.
I don't know if you caught it, but he actually said, asterisk, we're about to go to war. Asterisk, honestly, that has to be one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard someone say to a judge. If I were on the bench, I'd have hit him with contempt on the spot. Now we're heading into his second hearing, this time with a different judge who does asterisk asterisk not asterisk asterisk hold back. Things get heated fast. Let me know what you thought about the first hearing, and let's jump straight into the second one.
Mr. Stringer, state your name.
I don't acknowledge myself as Deranged Stringer. I'm a living entity.
Okay, is there another name that you go by, sir?
Living entity, I'm the beneficiary, so I go as a job. And I want to fire that counsel. I don't want him.
All right, so there's a number of things to unpack here. All right, so let's walk through this. So did he make it known to you that he wished to no longer proceed with your services?
Judge, we discussed the case fully, and I had a lengthy phone call with one of his relatives, and it was my intention to ask the court to refer this to the Forensic Center for a competency evaluation.
I do think it, given your experience and then your connection with him as well as a family member, plus the way the defendant has presented today, that a competency review is in order. And so I'm happy to move forward with that. So Mr. Stringer, there is, just so you understand, there has been some preliminary information that suggests that you may not be competent to proceed at this particular time. Whether that's a correct assertion is basically a decision that can only be made after an investigation is done to determine whether or not you can, that you understand the nature of the proceedings, that you can assist your attorney. We need to find those things out. And so, Ms. Mont-Lewis, can you prepare an order for competency review?
Do you think the judge is making the right call by ordering an incompetency review for this defendant? If you didn't know, when a defendant tries to fire their defense attorney, it can cause major problems for the court, especially if they're mentally incompetent. Without a lawyer, they can't properly defend themselves. This guy might think he's the smartest person in the room, but it's pretty clear he's dealing with some serious mental issues. That not only slows everything down, but it can also violate his right to a fair trial, which could even lead to all his charges being thrown out. And if they don't understand the charges or the legal process, it's basically like trying to play chess without knowing the rules. Total chaos. Let's get back into it.
I'm going to wait to consider that request until I can determine whether or not he's competent. If I would remove Mr. Sanutko off the file, if I would remove him off the file based on a request made by a person who's later determined to be incompetent, I think that would be a real issue. And so at this point in time, I'm going to grant the request.
What labels, excuse me,
Evaluation.
What labels me incompetent? My intelligence, because I have a high IQ?
No. That's not it, sir. There are different legal standards, but really it comes down to whether or not you can understand the nature of the proceedings at this time, that you have the ability.
I overstand the nature of the proceedings.
That you have the ability to assist your attorney in your defense.
to withdraw, sir. I do not want my legal counsel. Actually, he did not reach out to the person that my relative told him to reach out to my father, and he didn't do that. My father was going to tell him that we wanted him to withdraw. He did not reach out to my father. He only reached out to Stephen Taylor. Stephen Taylor gave him my father's number, and he did not do that. So I would like him to withdraw from my case, sir. I have no. So he isn't competent enough for me, honestly.
I'm almost certain this competency review is going to come back showing this guy has some serious mental health issues. He's stacked up so many felonies already, and it really feels like it's only going to continue. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for giving people second chances, but he's burned through an entire pile of them at this point. I still can't decide if he's genuinely dealing with mental illness, or if he's just your typical sovereign citizen who thinks they're somehow above the law. The fact that he was caught messing with himself in public does make me lean toward him being a bit unhinged, though. What do you think? Did the judges handle this hearing the right way? Personally, I think they did everything they could. Maybe if they'd hit him with contempt it might have adjusted his attitude, but who knows? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoy this kind of content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and take care.